Hi, this is Rigsters here with episode 3 with Hypps on Factorio tutorial series. On the last one, we automated the iron steel production. We fixed our copper plate thing that I accidentally messed up here. And now we're going to show you one more thing you can do with burner mining drills on this coal patch. I started placing a burner miner drill right here, and I want to increase the coal throughput. So one thing you can do is you can actually daisy chain these along into like a straight line because they work on coal, they feed each other. Like so. You can do something like this where you can have them like do like a continuous line. Another thing you can do is you can actually cross feed into each other like this, where you can have like drills start like building up and down into each other. Now it takes a little bit of practice to do this, but to see where they're going, you follow the arrows. And Hypps is just correcting them so that way they actually will cross feed correctly. This is another way of getting more coal out of burner drills. They're not refueled yet because we just wanted to show you. And as a new player or a person that really didn't understand this stuff as well up to like a week ago, this is another way of showing how burner mining drills can feed into each other and also output either on a line or through using inserters. Was there any other way of doing this Hypps that I'm forgetting, or? Uh-oh. It sounds like...
yeah, this one way feed each other.
Okay.
But the other way, the daisy chain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where they all kind of point either clockwise or anti-clockwise.
Right. Let's show that real quick here. Yeah, so
you
another
got
way...
alt mode enabled.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now all the arrows are kind of orange arrows.
Oh yeah,
or triangles are pointing.
Oh yeah, that's
in a
another
circle.
thing to do. If you don't know what that means is, with standard keyboard controls, if you tap the left Alt key, this enables Alt interface. This shows you where production arrows are going, what resources are in boxes, or in later game like oil and storage in the fluid tanks. And I usually keep Alt mode on, so I know what's going on in the factory, and I don't have to like guess what they're doing. Now, when the factory's small, this is not much of an issue, but having an alt interface when your factory really grows is very important so you understand what's going on here.
And to start off this daisy chain,
mm-hmm.
you can just insert one piece of coal into that one, and they will just start off in a chain.
Alright, yeah, so to demonstrate how this daisy chain works... Oh, Hypps already did.
Yeah.
He put one coal into this burner miner drill right here, and the reason why you see coal over here is because I was holding down the Z key to drop an item manually to get down to that one coal, but Hypps got ahead of the game in a good way and placed one coal here, and these drills should start drilling soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there we go. Now they're starting to drill.
I learned something as well. You can hold Z and drag it, and it'll just drop in.
Oh yeah.
One at a time.
Oh, oh wait, was I supposed to feed that one? Oh jeez.
Well, they all go around in a circle.
Oh, well I fed one of them by accident. Whoops.
How do you pick these up? Do you know?
Oh yeah, and this is one thing that can happen if you accidentally hold down Z key and you didn't mean to drop this coal and create a mess here. You can hold down the letter F key for Frank, and just use your WAS and D keys to run over them. And just literally pick them up while running around. This also works on belts too, and I'll demonstrate real quick here, if I can catch the coal in time. Alright, so running across a belt, either against or for the belt, depending on which direction you run. If you hold down F while running across the belt here, you can pick up the resources on the belt if you're fast enough. That's another way of getting resources directly into your inventory. And now what Hypps is doing is he's automating the coal line to be more efficient here. He's putting down a belt with some coal ore running across here.
Yep.
And let me get rid of these drills and orient them so that way we can get a little more production out of this. I took those two drills out. So another thing, while he's doing that, I'll show you on this side as well. Another method of doing this is having the burner drills directly face downwards. And you can have like little individual transport belt lines like so. Just simply left clicking in front of the triangle with alt mode interface enabled. And then what you can do to get the line to move in a direction, like to the left for example, you just tap the R key and then you have it face this direction right here, and then hold down the left mouse button and run along, and there you go. You're now starting to place belts down while running along the lines. Now one thing that can get confusing is when you're running along while holding down the left mouse button is the game is very snappy. Like it's really good, but you gotta be careful because you have to aim with your mouse while moving, and that can take some practice. That can also get confusing. So just make sure when you're holding down the left mouse button to make sure you're aiming with the mouse while moving. If you don't do that, you'll start building the belt in a direction you may not want. But that can be fixed very easily. Let's say, for example, when I hit the E key here, and let's say I accidentally pressed the R key and made the belt go in the wrong direction, like this. When I was moving down and running along, I'm like, oh, I want to make a belt go upwards, but I accidentally went downwards instead of upwards, like this. Now, you might be thinking, oh great, I have to hold down the right mouse button to delete the belt one by one. No, this game is actually much smarter than that. What you can do is change the rotation while the belt's still there. To do so, you move your mouse over to this belt right here, tap the R key until you get it facing upwards because we want this belt to go up and not down. Hold down the left mouse button, and I'll slowly do this so you can visually see this. I'm moving my mouse only, and as you can see, the belt is changing direction. Now I have to move up just a little bit so it actually starts applying the change for the upper part of the belt. And then you'd be like, well wait, now it's not turning. Well, you can fix that too. Just tap the R key, then just left click once, and now you have the belt change direction. And then if you want to do it the slow way, you just slowly move your mouse, and there you go. Now we have the belt producing coal on both sides of the line with two methods. One method which is directly feeding the burner drills to the belt, or you can use inserters grabbing from the burner drills that are cross-fed. Another thing you can do, which Hypps has corrected as well, which is good, is you could have the burner inserters grab from the line and feed the drills that way as well. That's another way of keeping the drills continuously fed. Both methods are valid and are a good way of keeping the line going without you having to run along and hand feed the drills. Because hand feeding the drills can get pretty tiresome after a while when it gets really big. This is considered like a small factory still. Wait till you see the big ones. This is considered small still. But it's a good automated step of getting more coal. So let's move over to the iron production plant, because we need to start feeding those coal. I think they all ran out of coal, didn't they? Oh god, they did. So this is another common problem we can have. Do you need any more belts, Hypps, or you good?
No. But there's enough iron there to go electric, I think.
Oh yeah, you're right. We could do that. Let me check on time real quick here. Yeah, we're at 9 minutes. I think we can start the electric drill process. It's enough time to at least get that started. So what we need to do is advance to the electric area, or era. can't pronounce words for some reason. So let's go and find a water patch that we can use for an offshore pump. And what Hypps just did there while I'm doing this is he's doing what's called ghost mode. Ghost mode is where you can communicate to players like, hey, I want a belt built here, and when you save the game, that stays there until you build over it, or you change it in ghost mode. It's very useful.
It just happens when you run out of belts and you place something, you get a ghost image. It's not the real thing, it's just like a placeholder.
It's very useful for planning out factories too. This is what you can also do to troubleshoot certain lines or plan on a line of resources or product production.
That's a lot of coal. What is it used for?
It's going to be used for our electric production. That's what it's going to be used for. Now,
alright, shows that.
So let's do that here. I have a blueprint that is saved with Hypps here. We did as a test thing yesterday. I pressed Control V for this blueprint that I saved. So I'm going to place that down here. Alright, so what you need is the following components to make electricity when you start out. Steam engine, boiler, a pipe. It doesn't have to be pipe to ground. It could be any pipe. But it has to be connected to this offshore pump. Now, through the magic of video game logic, the offshore pump does not actually require electricity. Don't ask me what it's powered by, because I'm not sure if there's even a lore reason for that. There could be, but we don't know. So, this, as the name implies, it pulls water from there, and it feeds it into the boiler. Now, since I'm familiar with certain machineries, I'm not an expert, but since I'm familiar with certain machinery, boilers are very straightforward. But if you don't know what a boiler is, or doesn't know how that works, it's very simple. It takes water, sucks it from the pipe, heats it up, so that the steam engine uses that heat energy to move the steam into workable electricity. Now, this is a very basic setup. You're going to need more than just 2 engines here. But ideally, you don't want to put more than 2 on the same boiler, because the boiler can only realistically feed like 2 engines, and then it starts losing efficiency to the point where it's not worth putting more steam engines on a single connection. So let's put the offshore pump in here, and let's build 2 steam engines. So if you're wondering how to get to there, you just press the E key, go to the crafted menu with your mouse over here to production, left click on offshore pump, because we need that first. That requires an iron gear wheel, 2 electric circuits, and 1 pipe. And since I have more than enough steel and copper, it will automatically create the missing ingredients that I didn't have in inventory, but that sometimes can slow down production, but that's usually not an issue for this case. And then the steam engines, since we're only building 2, left click on that. This particular unit requires 10 iron plates, 8 iron gear wheels, and 5 pipes. And as you can see in the bottom left corner, it's crafting all that for me because I have all the materials needed. Then for boiler, it requires 4 pipes and 1 stone furnace. So I'm going to build that. There we go. And then the last thing we need is pipe to ground, which will be under logistics. So we need just 1 of those. And 1 pipe. And then once you do that, you need electric poles. Electric poles require 1 wood and 2 copper cables. So basically you need wood and copper to build those. For pipes, it's pretty explanatory. The non-pipe to ground require just the iron plate, but the pipe to grounds, which we'll be using for this demonstration, requires 5 iron plates and 10 pipes. So you have to make sure you always have pipes and pipe to grounds on hand when you're doing these kind of builds, because you'll definitely need them, as I will demonstrate right here. So I'm going to left click on the ghost image and build it right here. And as you can see, it's starting to work already. So we need what's called a pipe to ground. Now these pipe to grounds only work up and down or left to right, and it can get a little confusing. So what you want to do is you want to left click on the pipe to ground, orient the pipe so it's facing to the right with this what looks like a circular dot to the pipe to ground. And now we have that there, so now it's actually feeding water to there. And then on the other side, if I did this correctly, let's see here, right click, or no, left click there. No, that didn't work. Hypps, I think I messed up the pipe to ground. What am I doing wrong here? Because I think with this pipe to ground, I was trying to get it so it connects from here to there, but I think I messed up the connection. This can usually
what happens when you place it, right? It automatically rotates it.
Oh, yep.
And so you just place the other one where, here.
Oh, the other one. So you need 2 pipe to grounds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what he means is you actually need 2 pipe to grounds. And that being said, if you don't know what that means is with this other pipe to ground I'm holding right here, if I move one mouse tile away, you'll see this dashed yellow line. Now with pipe to grounds, they can reach pretty far. But you want to make sure when you're doing pipe to ground that this dashed yellow line is showing behind the pipe. I did not know that when I first learned how this system works, and that usually can be really confusing until you understand it more. It's not frustrating, it's just a mechanic you have to learn. You just move one tile here, you see that there's 2 dashed lines, and then it keeps growing. Since I have it faced the correct way, it will glow green, and now it should connect to this boiler, which I now place right here. And you want to make sure with the boiler, before placing it down, because it can be a pain to move around sometimes, you want to make sure the water icon is connected to this pipe, and that the steam icon is outputting either vertically or sideways. You cannot power steam engines with water. You have to use steam, hence the name. Another thing they require is either coal or wood, so I'll put some coal into there for now. Steam engines, we can place right here, like so. So now they are connected to the boiler. The boiler says output full, so that's a good thing. It's actually getting water. As you can see to the right side of your screen here, it's consumed the maximum amount of water, but now the steam engines aren't running. And why is that, Hypps?
If you hover over the steam engine, it's saying not plugged in electric network.
Right. And another thing that I somewhat intentionally forgot to mention is that this steam engine, even if I connect it to a network, won't work because there's no pipe there. And the reason why I put a pipe here, like so, is because you need to have at least one space out, because you want to scale this energy production line, because 2 steam engines is not enough for what we're going to be doing for this factory. It needs a lot more power to this, but this is just to get you started. So what we need is a lot of electric poles. Instead of rapidly right-clicking these poles, there is a way of crafting more than 1 to 5 at a time with the right-click. I can hold down left control, right-click, I think it is, right? No, wait.
It's shift left-click.
Oh, left shift, left-click. Yeah, that always gets me confused. So it's left shift, left-click will build the maximum amount of poles that I can build in my inventory, which is apparently in this case 109 of them. But they do it in stacks of 50 because that's the most you can store in your magic pocket. So let's put down some poles. So to put down an electric pole, you left click on that from the character. It'll have what's like a square grid. And this is the area that it can cover with electricity, which in this case for the small basic starter one is 5 by 5, which means 5 by 5 tiles. And then you can connect those there. So now they will be able to produce electricity. And if you have OCD, you can make this look better. I'm not very good at building OCD-friendly bases, just as a pre-warning. So if you do have that out there, I do apologize in advance, but it's just the way I build bases. With that being said, you might be wondering, well, you can just left click with the mouse all the time, right? No. You have to make sure you're close enough to the pole that you can see this line that you can physically see in the game, at least, moving up and down when I move the mouse. If I move it past it, it won't connect. So you have to make sure it's close enough that it actually supplies power, like this. There is a way around this to automate it. So that way you don't have to worry about manually clicking every single spot and go, well, I'm too short. Oh no, now it's too far. Well, there's a way around this too. And the game is actually very clever in this way. What you can do is where I'm standing from, hold down the left mouse button and then just hold it down. And then now you can start just placing poles. As long as you have poles in your inventory, this game will let you build maximum distance for small electric poles along the way. And since I need to do this anyways, because we're going to be building electric mining drills on the next episode, which is going to be coming soon. So I'm going to be building around the coal and copper, just to show you how intuitive this electric pole building can be. I'm just going to be running around here while Hypps is wondering about OCD here. We're going to be also doing it along the base here. That way we have electric power there as well.
Yeah.
Is there anything else I need to cover? Because we're almost running out of time here.
Yeah, I guess the boiler connections, right? How would you expand?
Oh yeah, how do you expand it with an automated way? What would be it?
No, I mean like the water connection, right?
Yeah.
You've got water coming in here,
Mm-hmm.
and then steam coming out there, and then
Right.
you've got another water symbol.
Right.
All
So-
that means is you can connect them in a row like this.
Exactly. Like so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I intentionally put these poles like that, but you can always see, also like modify them just like with anything by right clicking on them, and then that's how you can remove them as well.
Yeah.
And
then you end up building something like this.
so what he just did there is he did Control C, or left Control C, and then he highlighted the steam engines like so. And now I have a ghost image of the, what's it, power plants? Oh no, steam engines. Yeah, steam engines. So now these will be in a perfect OCD friendly row. Like so. You just have the left, so I'll just demonstrate it one more time here. Let me get rid of those with the right mouse button. Let me eliminate that real quick. So let me just show you that a little bit slower, because I did that a little bit too quickly in my excitement. Want to make sure this is more OCD friendly. So you press left Control C, and you'll see this cursor which looks like a box around it. To draw a line for these steam engines, so we have more electric production. And I also want to get that pole too. I just hold down the left mouse button, and as you can see, as I'm dragging it along, it's highlighting stuff in green. If I were to let it go right here, this is going to put all these burners, or not burners, I keep forgetting.
Steam engines.
Steam engines and boilers all at once, which I don't want to do. So I'm going to shrink the window so I just have the engines and the pipe and pole, like so. Now that I did that, I can move this anywhere I want with the mouse. Like, I can place this anywhere on the map, and I'll just briefly show you. Like that right there. That just is a ghost image. That can be removed easily. when I'm happy with where I want it to be, and as long as the connections are green, like this, it'll place down the ghost image perfectly and also symmetrical, which looks really nice. If I do it wrong, it will show in red and it'll yell at me saying boiler is in the way. So you want to make sure it's green if you're actually wanting to intentionally connect these images. Oh, I have to move this electric pole because now that's in the way, for example. So let's put those down. I'll start actually putting these down. And just like any other items, you can hold down the left mouse button and drag these along as well. So we can place these all in a row here. We just get the one boiler here. There we go. Now we got a boiler there. And Hypps will, if he has resources, Hypps will try to finish up this ghost bit and we'll wrap it up here. Do you have enough for the steam engines, or do you need any resources?
Yeah, they're building.
Oh, okay. You got them. Alright, let's just do that there. And then I'll put the coal in the boilers. Whoop. And that can happen sometimes too. If you do the key binding wrong, you can accidentally delete an item. Don't panic. It goes back into your character inventory. That was actually not intentional. There we go. Okay. So now they got all those. Why is it? Oh, I forgot to put more coal in. That's why.
I got you.
Yeah, we get some more coal here as well. There we go. Now we just need to place more coal in there. Yeah. Alright. So these aren't going to be running yet because we haven't hooked up the electric drills, which we haven't plopped down yet because that's going to be in another episode. So I hope you enjoyed that video. We went through some more burner drill tactics, and now we've built a steam engine production facility to produce electricity. This is Rigsters' Journey and Hypps signing off.